All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. William Bootsy Blandon. Blandrake, my new Blandrake TikTok. Check that out. I also have a TikTok, Bootsy 500. Bootsy spelled with a Y. BOOTSY 500, the number. That's one of my TikToks. And then Blandrake, BLANDRAKE. Blandrake, Bootsy 500, my two new TikToks. Blandrake is the only one I talk about business. But let's get back to the topic. How much can you really make as an Uber driver in Connecticut? And I'm going to give my honest answer, but it's going to be based on being a daytime driver. I want to talk a little bit about the differences in times. It's going to depend on what areas in your Connecticut you're driving in, and it's going to depend on the times you drive. But right now we're going to talk about as a midday driver. I usually start either 11 or noon, and I'll drive to either about 4 or 5. I usually drive 4 or 5 hours tops. And I drive in the greater Hartford area. So when you say a general area, you got to do surrounding towns, because you literally can't stay in the same town or you're not going to make any real money. So kind of guess at least 3 or 4 towns in your surrounding area between, like 15 to 20 minutes away. I do mainly Hartford, New Britain. I probably will go as far as Bristol. I don't like to go to Waterbury anymore. That's too far. That's like 30 minutes away. So I try to stay within 20 minutes away in the general area. So I do like New Britain, Hartford, Bristol. I will do West Hartford. All the little tiny towns in between. Up this way, the towns are so close together, you could do several different towns. But say if you're in a place like Bridgeport, you're probably just going to do like Bridgeport, Stratford, you might do Milford. It depends on how far you want to go. But if you're in a town like Stamford, Connecticut, for example, you could literally stay in Stamford your whole 5 hours of driving, because it's a busy city. So it depends on the city. If you're in Hartford, you could literally stay in Hartford all day and be busy. But I'm basing this on me being a part-time daytime driver. So on average, I would say I make $10 to $15 without any bonuses and any tips, which is the worst way to become a driver. If you're not going to go after the bonuses and tips, you're going to make, I would say at best, $10 to $15 an hour. And keep in mind, this is before gas and other expenses. So basically at that point you can get a regular job. But hold on, if you plan out your bonuses and tips correctly, that 10 to 15 easily jumps to 15. It easily jumps to probably like 20 to 30, in my opinion. $20 to $30 an hour. Not necessarily as much as the CEO is saying in most areas. He's saying something like $37. But with bonuses and tips. The Uber CEO is saying without bonuses, tips, the average driver is making like $37 an hour. No. I would say with bonuses and tip, my best weeks, I'm making $20 to $30, but I plan my tips. For example, on Uber, I'm not doing a lot of Lyft lately. So on Uber, it may say in New Britain between 2 and 3 o'clock, they're going to give you a boost, they call it, of $2.50 per ride. But you may be able to go to Hartford, per se, and get a boost of between those same times, 2 and 3 in the afternoon, $450 boost on top of your normal pay. And this is after the upfront pay, because they have upfront pay in my area in Connecticut now. I'm pretty sure it's all of Connecticut. You can get a upfront pay. So it's easier to stay within your area if you don't want to do those long rides, which changed the game for me. Because now I can stay in the area I want to stay. I don't, like I said, I don't go no more than like 20 minutes away. And I'm able to stay in that confined area. And like I said, with the bonuses, I'm averaging $20 to $30 an hour. Now, that's in my area. I'm speculating that if you're in a busy city, I would say Stamford, New Haven, and if you stayed in Hartford and you just dealt with the traffic, or you stayed in New Haven all day and you just dealt with the traffic, you could make, without bonuses, $20 to $30 an hour. So keep that in mind. Now, we got to address one thing in the room that I don't do, which is drive beyond 4 to 5 hours a day. Now, if you're the type of person, you're just going to drive until you make, say, $200 a day. You're going to drive on average all day, but you can make that $200. Probably even $250 a day on average, without bonuses, in a busy city like Stamford. Now, if you're a driver that, say, doesn't mind going to New York, you're going to make that probably even faster. Within 4 to 5 hours, you could probably make what a normal driver makes in 8 hours, simply by doing stuff other drivers won't do. Something else I don't do: I don't drive early morning on purpose. I just don't want to drive those times. I don't drive early morning, and I don't drive late at night, like hanging out at the bar hours. I don't do those. Now, with those hours, I would say early morning, you're going to make about the same. You know, with your bonuses, you're going to make 20 to 30, but you're going to make it much faster. So if you decide to stay out into the afternoon, you're going to make a lot more money, because you're going to hit that goal. My goal is $120, and I'm going home. If I could just make $120 a day. Now, sometimes I fall short, because remember, I said I only drive up to 5 hours. So whatever I can get in that 5 hours, if I get $120 in that 5 hours, I've accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. So keep that in mind. Now, with driving at night, you got to deal with a lot. And I'm sure, even without being a driver, you can guess. You're going to deal with what I call mean drunks. These are the drunks that literally are mean, don't tip, try to pack more than required amount of people in your vehicle, belligerent. Now, afternoons, at the worst, I get what I call the nice drunks. The people in the bar in the middle of the day. They're usually a little tipsy, but they're a little bit more friendly. They're not like smashed usually. I still don't want to deal with those, and that's very on a rare occasion. I might see one of those, maybe like once a month. But because I drive during the day, I don't see too much of an issue. And here's one last thing I will address. If you're a driver that doesn't like to drive in quote-unquote ghetto areas, drive during the day. I've been a driver for years in some of the worst areas, but because I drive during the day, it hasn't even been an issue. The worst areas you could think of in Connecticut, and some of the best. I've been in some of the richest areas in Connecticut where I'm like blown away at the houses. And I've been in some of the worst ghettos. And I haven't ran into an issue yet because I drive during the day. Now, in those same areas at night, you're going to make 3 times more money, but do you really want to deal with the drama? So if you want an easy transition into becoming a driver part-time, you're going to do a part-time during the day. You pick your time, either early morning or afternoon. I would not do late at night. Early morning is a little bit better if you're not too early. When I say early morning, I mean after like 5 a.m. If you do before that, you might catch that late night drunken bar scene. So you want to be careful. But after 5 p.m. to say 11 a.m., if you drive those hours, you're pretty much going to be safe. 4 to 5 hours on most places you're going to make, like I said, after bonuses, 20 to 25, maybe even 30 an hour. Not deal with the drama. And if that's good for you, you're going to have a nice transition into becoming a driver. And then if you want to get challenging, then you want to go out one night just to see what it feels like. Make sure you got some bags in your car for people that may puke or whatever. And I would suggest definitely getting a camera that goes both ways if you're going to drive at night. You might even need a camera if you drive early morning. Because I'm a midday driver, I only drive 4 or 5 hours. I haven't invested in a camera, but that may become a thing even for me. So, but if you want to go part-time now, we'll sum it up. Part-time in 4 to 5 hours, you're looking at easily $100 to $150. If you want to double that, simply drive longer. So instead of 5 hours a day, you do 10 hours a day, you're probably easily going to hit $200 a day. And if you're one of those people that likes to stay in your city, pick the busier cities. New Haven, Bridgeport, Hartford, Waterbury. Believe it or not, even Waterbury. You could stay in Waterbury probably all day. The farthest you might have to go is maybe Naugatuck or Torrington, and you can make $100 in 4 to 5 hours. But you're gonna have to deal with them bumpy ass streets. So this is gonna sum it up. You can either make probably $100 to $150 again a day in 4 hours as a part-time day driver, or you can make a little bit more money by driving 10 hours early morning or midday and make possibly anywhere from $250 to $300 a day is possible if you're going to drive full. But at that point, you're full-time. And keep in mind, that's before repairs, maintenance, and gas. I literally drive 4 to 5 hours a day, and I only spend probably about $10 to $15 a day in gas. That's it. So it's been pretty nice to only spend that amount in gas. Today, I'm going to only put in $15. And that's going to last me the full time I'm driving. That's going to also keep my tank full, because right now I'm half. I always fill the tank up because you always want to be prepared for a long trip situation. Thank you guys. I appreciate all your support. Subscribe, like, comment, and I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Thank you.